What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former undisputed heavyweight British legend Lennox Lewis discusses and explains where the issue came in and the disconnect between himself and former unified British heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua. Lennox Lewis explains where the disconnect come from. He says that his MATCHROOM CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn. He says that he was there a few of his fights. He said that Anthony Joshua had reached out to him. Anthony Joshua wanted to connect with him. He invited Anthony Joshua to Jamaica. They discussed a number of things. He says that Anthony Joshua asked Lennox Lewis for his help, asked Lennox Lewis for advice. He says he wanted to help him, not be a part of promoting him. He said that he felt like Eddie Hearn was feeling, pressure that Lennox Lewis was out to try to promote him. Lennox Lewis says that, definitely wasn't out to promote him. I just wanted to help him along and show him some stuff. He says that, Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis were at a fight and one of Joshua's fights, and Anthony Joshua, after the fight, was carted off into the room, and they didn't give Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield, the opportunity to congratulate him. He said they pushed him into the room, into his dressing room, and didn't allow him to Evander Holyfield and himself to congratulate him. He says he found that to be a little bit disrespectful. He discussed the situation with Anthony Joshua calling him a clown. He says now, he was allowed to call me that, and nobody questioned as to why he said that, right? So he says he did reach out to him. He says he DM'd me the other day to ask me to come on his podcast. He said it came right from him. It came from AJ's account. I sent him my number, and some other dude phoned me. Hey, I'm doing this podcast for AJ. He really wants you to be a part of his new podcast. Lennox Lewis said, I said, okay, I'm available, but he never phoned me back, right? He says, we talked about my career, Lennox Lewis reflecting on his relationship when Anthony Joshua turned pro. He said, we talked about my career. He loved listening to my stories and all different things I went through. I said I'd love to help him. I don't want to be his promoter. I'm not a promoter, but there's things I can teach him. He phoned me. He said, I really want you to help me. I said, okay, good. Then I didn't hear from him again. I heard that he picked some other people to help him. He was doing his professional career, and that was that, right? So Lennox Lewis is saying that, pretty much Anthony Joshua was reaching out to him and asking him for his advice and asking him for help as he was beginning his career. And this is where he's saying that he don't believe the MATCHROOM CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn was happy about that. Eddie Hearn wasn't excited about that. Eddie Hearn didn't want Lennox Lewis to be a part of it. And this is not the first time we heard Anthony Joshua with these situations with phones, right? Because the same thing happened between himself and Anthony Joshua, that is, and Deontay Wilder, right? Deontay Wilder said that they was phoning each other, they were talking, and lo and behold, he went back and ran and told Eddie Hearn everything that they was talking about. So I'm sure that's the case in this situation. And Lennox Lewis goes on to say, me and Holyfield were there actually in Germany when he boxed Vladimir Klitschko. We were outside the dressing room after the fight. We wanted to big him up as the first champion after the Olympics, right? Now he's beat the big man. We're there to congratulate him. Security brushed us out of the way and brushed him in the locker room. He was like, Len, and then he was gone. They pushed him in. I said, okay, cool. They don't want me around. They don't want me to be near him. The promoter, Eddie Hearn, definitely the promoter, no doubt about it. So he's saying definitely it's Eddie Hearn. You allow your promoter to do that to the last undisputed, to me and Holyfield, and me and Holyfield were there to big him up. You show me your position. I'm not going to be running after a person if I know their position. So he's saying that, pretty much, so this is coming from an interview and they writing it down, so that's why the words seem a little bit broken up and choppy. But pretty much what he's saying in a nutshell is that Evander Holyfield and himself, Lennox Lewis, were there at the Vladimir Klitschko fight, and when he won the big fight against Vladimir Klitschko, against the big man, they went to congratulate him. The security pushed him out the way. He said that Anthony Joshua said, "Hey, Lane, like, what's up, Lane?" But the security pushed him into the locker room and pushed them to the side. He said, "You allowed the security to do that to the last undisputed champions and legends in the sport. I see where we stand." This is what Lennox Lewis is saying. So I see where we stand if you allow this, right? And so Lennox Lewis wasn't happy with that. So Lennox Lewis pretty much said that, "I'm not a groupie. I'm not going to chase you." You know what I mean? And so Lennox Lewis addresses the comments that Anthony Joshua made. He said, discussing the comments made, Lennox Lewis, when AJ says Lennox Lewis was a clown. He says, "I'm like a clown, question mark. Everybody's allowing him to say I'm a clown, but nobody's asking him why. The question has to be, why would you say that? Why would you say that about the last undisputed champ, a legend, question mark. Nobody asked him that." So he left it as that, So he's saying, like, everybody just left it alone and just let it be his word, right? But nobody challenged it to ask him, why is he saying such things about Lennox Lewis? So Lennox Lewis is not happy about that. And so, in a nutshell, Lennox Lewis is saying there's a disconnect because of Eddie Hearn, MATCHROOM CEO and promoter. And that's not surprising. When I've asked Anthony Joshua questions, Eddie Hearn jumps right in. He intervenes because they want to control the narrative when it comes to Anthony Joshua, and they want to control the environment and the circle when it comes to Anthony Joshua, right? So, I don't know if Eddie Hearn was threatened by the fact that maybe Lennox Lewis is looking to sign Anthony Joshua, and I heard one time when asked about this, Eddie Hearn did say, Lennox Lewis is mad because he never signed him. But Lennox Lewis is saying, I wasn't a promoter, I'm not a promoter, and I was looking to be a promoter. I was just looking to give him advice and help him out. So he said that, he was asking me for advice, and then next thing I know, he stopped answering me, stopped reaching out to me, and he went in a different direction, and that's all due to Eddie Hearn. So this just goes to confirm and shows, and it just highlights the fact and what everybody's been saying. And when they say that, Anthony Joshua, is a robot. He allows himself to be controlled by Eddie Hearn. He allows the narrative to be controlled. This is why when you listen to Anthony Joshua talk, he contradicts himself a lot of times because he's not used to talking to the media. He's not used to talking outside of a controlled environment. So when you get Anthony Joshua to ask him questions, like Coogan Cassius asked him a question about the post that he put up about saying that everybody, is going to have to, pretty much, give him his respect or bow down to his respect, after he beats Andy Ruiz, everybody could, kick rocks pretty much, because nobody believed in him. Then he said, "No, I never said that. It's just a piece from a 30-minute interview. Somebody took a clip and made that the headline." He also said the same thing to me when I asked Anthony Joshua, "Why did you ask for $50 million from Deontay Wilder?" And he said, "Why did you take a clip, a 10-second clip from a 30-minute interview?" So, his responses are pretty much rehearsed, right? And Deontay Wilder said the same thing as far as it goes with him and conversations via phone and things of that nature. He reached out to Deontay Wilder and asked Deontay Wilder about, certain things, and Wilder gave him advice. And then once he gave him advice, he went back and told Eddie Hearn. So, I'm pretty sure everybody's not making up these stories because they're too similar. You know what I'm saying? So it just sounds like Lennox Lewis feels offended, being a legend in the game, being a legend in sport, and Joshua reaching out to him and being disrespected. Lennox Lewis is not liking that overall, point blank and period. So Lennox Lewis was just discussing this, and he was just giving his breakdown of the highly anticipated rematch between himself, meaning Joshua, and Andy Ruiz Jr. So Lennox Lewis was just giving a little insight, and then of course Lennox Lewis was asked about his relationship with Anthony Joshua, and that's how this all came about. So Lennox Lewis just wanted to explain, the disconnect between himself and Anthony Joshua, and it sounds pretty legit, point blank and period. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.